Between 4000 and 2300 BCE, the first cities learned how to erase each other. These were not nations but tight stone knots of grain, walls, gods, and fear. When drought came or canals failed, war followed. City-states in Sumer, Akkad, the Levant, and the Nile did not seek surrender, they sought silence. Armies marched with copper blades and stone maces, breaking skulls that burst like clay jars. Walls fell and the killing poured inward. Men were cut down in doorways, throats opened so wide the breath hissed out like steam. Blood slicked the mud brick streets and turned dust to paste under bare feet. Victory meant annihilation. Captured soldiers were stripped, bound and clubbed until bones split. Heads were taken, stacked and counted. Inscriptions bragged of piles of corpses, of rivers choked with bodies, of fields salted with death. Survivors were driven naked into slavery, their backs flayed by cords as they were marched away to grind grain for the gods of their conquerors. Cities were burned until roofs collapsed, and the heat cooked those hiding inside, lungs filling with smoke and ash. Archaeology shows the truth in layers of blackened ruin. At sites like Kish and Ebla, destruction levels are thick with smashed skulls and arrowheads embedded in ribs. Mass graves hold bodies tossed without care, limbs tangled, jaws frozen open. Siege meant starvation first. Granaries were seized, wells fouled with corpses. Hunger hollowed faces before blades finished the work. Cannibalism flickered at the edges of these collapses, a last taboo broken when nothing else remained. Kings called it order. They carved victories into stone, boasting that they left no enemy alive, that they turned cities into mounds and ghosts. The first empires were built from screams and ash. Urban life began with law codes and markets, but it was baptized in slaughter. From 4000 to 2300 BCE, civilization learned its oldest lesson: to protect a city, destroy another, and leave nothing behind but bones and smoke. Temples were not spared. Altars ran red as captives were dragged up the steps and smashed against stone, teeth scattering, jaws shattered. Priests recorded offerings of lives as if they were livestock. Spears punched through bellies and spilled coils of intestine onto the ground, where flies gathered instantly. The wounded crawled, leaving red trails, hands slipping in their own blood until a heel crushed the spine and ended it. Dogs and vultures fed openly once the fires cooled, tugging at cheeks and tongues while smoke still drifted from ruins. Fields lay empty, canals clogged with rot, and the land stank for seasons after. This was organized killing, planned, supplied, remembered, and repeated, a cycle that hardened generation after generation until extermination felt normal, necessary, righteous. These early wars were not accidents. They were choices, and their echoes still live beneath every city. Remember this truth.